Some of the basic components that make up cell phones like this one are created by NYSE-listed LyondellBasell, which specializes in plastics. I recently sat down with the company's CFO and EVP, Augustin Izquierdo, who shared more insight on what his company is doing, as well as the initiatives it's currently focusing on. Take a listen.
So LYB is a leader in the global chemical industry. We're one of the largest producers of polyolefins and polyolefin technologies. And our products go into things that you use in your everyday life. I mean, you mentioned the phone. You can also think of home furnishings, a lot of the polymers and plastics that are in any automobile. We also are present in healthcare, in food packaging. So truly, everywhere you look, our polymers are present.
All right. And given recent market headwinds, what are the long-term and short-term goals of LYB, and how are you balancing those?
So thank you for the question. I would say that our strategy remains unchanged. But of course, given where we are in the cycle, we have reprioritized some of our initiatives. I would say our strategy is one of the main points is that we will keep investment grade throughout the cycle. Through the short term, as I said, during this prolonged downturn, we've had to prioritize. So what are we doing? Our strategy is found on three main pillars. One is grow and upgrade the core. So we've continued to do investments, particularly in North America and the Middle East, where we have a feedstock advantage. And we have also been very consistent and diligent in upgrading our portfolio. So what does that mean? Getting rid of parts of our portfolio that are less profitable. For example, we announced the shutdown of our refinery. We also sold our ethylene oxide and derivatives business. And right now we're in the process of divesting our European assets. And all this with the intent of making a more profitable asset base to take advantage when the cycle returns. We also have the second pillar of our strategy, which is to build a profitable circular and low carbon solutions. And this is really an effort to meet the demand and the needs of the market as we try to eliminate plastic waste from the environment. And then the third pillar of our strategy is step up performance and culture. And here we're really working very hard to make a culture in which we empower our employees, and also through our value enhancement program, do a bottoms-up approach to look at value throughout the entire organization on the manufacturing side, commercial, and really unleash all the potential that Lyondell has to make sure that we become stronger and are stronger as the cycle turns.
And I understand that LYB wants to help end plastic waste. Can you talk about some of your initiatives in that area?
Absolutely. So it's I just mentioned, it's part of our second pillar of our strategy. And over the past few years, we've built building an ecosystem to reduce plastic waste, so that the last thing we want is for plastic to end up in the oceans or in landfills. And to that extent, we've developed a product portfolio under our Circulen brand. And so we have mechanical recycling, we have chemical recycling, and we offer also polymers that are made with renewable feedstocks. So we are, call it a one-stop shop for our customers, depending on their needs. And we can offer, as I said, the full suite of products. And we're working also with our partners to establish a robust supply chain so that we can collect the plastic waste, sort it, and then, depending on the application, as I just said, mechanically recycled it chemically or through renewable feedstocks.
So how have your investments in that space in terms of reducing plastic waste, how have those been shaping up?
Over the past few years, we've been working on building an ecosystem for collecting plastic waste. We've worked with partners in the industry and local authorities to make sure that we can collect the plastic and sort it. And then, depending on the use, we can use it for mechanical recycling facilities. We can also, through our proprietary technology, convert it again into oil, or plastic oil, pyrolysis oil, that we can run through our infrastructure and chemically recycle plastic, and then you have the full traceability. Or we can also take renewable feedstocks and produce plastics that have a lower carbon content, for example. So we've had the full suite of products, and in addition, we take advantage of our integrated asset base to make sure that we continue to produce sustainable polymers.
And given the market challenges we discussed, what would a sign of recovery look like in the industry?
So right now in the industry, and as we're in this low part of the cycle, and in chemicals and commodity chemicals, really is a game of supply and demand. So demand has been fairly stable over the past few years, and I would say for the past decade or so, stable at 4% plus growth. But really what we have right now is an oversupply problem. However, encouraging signs is that, especially over the recent weeks, we have seen a number of announcements of plants being shut down or rationalized. South Korea, for example, announced that 25% of their ethylene capacity will be shut down. Japan is going through similar efforts. China, through its anti-involution program, is also looking very closely at its ethylene capacity, and Europe as well has shut down roughly 20% of its capacity. So there are signs we need more rationalizations to happen, but the pace at which these announcements have been announced is an encouraging sign that supply will balance with demand here in the next couple of years.
Thanks, LYB CFO and EVP Augustin Izquierdo, for that interview.